Hey friends, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel Terry. I am the author of one young adult book, Lightbringer. It is out now. Today is release day, and so I'm just sort of taking it easy and taking it all in. So yeah, I just wanted to do a vlog for release week and kind of talk about my feelings now that the big day has finally arrived. It's kind of strange. I thought I would feel more, or that it would seem more momentous than it is now that it's finally here. It just seems kind of, I don't want to say disappointing, but kind of, I don't know, somehow less than expected in a way. And I think that's just what happens when you have this dream or this goal that you've had for so long, so much of your life, and when you finally get there, when you finally get to the day that the goal is accomplished, it fails to live up to the sort of mythic quality that it took on in your own mind. I think another thing is that this is release day. The book is finally out into the world. It's written, it's published, it's able to be purchased now and read by people, and I'm never going to write this book again, but it doesn't end here exactly because I'm still going to be promoting this book until I'm not promoting it anymore, which I don't know. I tend to promote it for as long as I am able to, so it doesn't ever really end. But I will never write this book again, and that's an interesting thing to think about. I think I've talked about that on my channel before, but yeah, 13 years ago, I wrote the very first words of the very first sentence of the very first draft of what would come to be Lightbringer, and this is the book that you see before you. It began humbly 13 years ago, and it's finally here, it's finally out. I can't wait for people to dive in to this world and these characters that have been a part of my life for so long. So I really hope people like it. I really hope that people leave reviews, because right now I don't have any reviews, so if people leave reviews, that helps me out a lot and also means a lot to me. Just starting out with the very first book, I think things are going to be more difficult. I hope at least that they're going to be more difficult than they would be later on, and you're not necessarily going to have time to get everything done for a release ideally that you'd like to have for the very first one. So I don't have any reviews right now. That could change by the time this video goes up, hopefully. Maybe it will, but release day today is the last day that people could enter the giveaway that I'm doing over on Goodreads, so it'll be interesting to see how many people we have enter that by the time it's done. I was giving away 100 Kindle copies, and so far we've had over 1,200 people enter. So I am simply thrilled about that. I thought that if I could get to at least 1,000, I would be happy, and we have exceeded that, and by the time the giveaway ends at the end of the day, who knows what number we'll be up to specifically, but it's just really humbling, and I'm happy. The idea that over 1,000 people expressed interest in my debut novel, written by a relatively unknown author, so that's really cool. And again, if you give people free stuff, of course, then they'll express interest, and it's a free book, why wouldn't people enter? But still, the book had to look nice enough and sound enticing enough to convince people to even enter in the first place. So I'm just really, really excited about that. I could see my orders on Amazon now that the book is released. So we ended up with 6 pre-orders on Amazon, and if I'm interpreting the data correctly, 3 pre-orders from Ingram Spark for a total of 9 pre-orders. Obviously I'd like it to be higher, but again, I realize that not everybody pre-orders books. I don't pre-order books myself, and again, I'm just now starting out. Nobody really knows who I am, so that's fine. I'm happy that anybody pre-ordered the book at all, but I am able to see that data now that the book is actually out there. Before, I had no idea how many paperback pre-orders I had because that went through Ingram Spark, and Ingram Spark doesn't tell you that until the book actually is released. So it's interesting to look at all of that data and see estimated royalties and all of that. The idea that I have made money on my book is crazy to me. Like, it's nowhere near where I want to be. I ultimately want to be able to have writing be my full-time job, but even though I have so much further to go, the idea that I made any money off of something I wrote it's weird, it's crazy. I love it, and yeah, it makes me really happy. So today started out where I didn't feel happy at all. I thought that, this should be the happiest day of my life so far. This has been my dream for over half of my life, and it's finally accomplished, as it were, and that I am a published author. I have a book out into the world, and I'm making money on that book. But I wasn't happy at the beginning of the day at all, and that's just kind of where my life is right now with work and everything. I'm not going to get into it, but it definitely overshadowed the beginning of the day. But then when I logged on and I saw the royalties and the orders and everything, I guess the reality just fully hit me. Like, this is here, this is really happening, and Today is just absolutely beautiful, and it was really relaxing, and I desperately needed that. So ultimately today was a really nice day. I mean, it's not over yet, but I have a really nice day and I am happy, and I'm just so excited for this book to finally be out in the world and for people to read it. I should be getting the cover for book 2 by the end of the week. Book 2 is already written and I did my read-through. That is done. The formatting is done. So as soon as I get the cover, I can upload the files to Amazon and start ordering proof copies and get to work on book 2. I hope to release book 2 sometime in September, not December, September. I don't know if I said that yet on YouTube or not, but September is when I hope to have book 2 out. So if you read through Lightbringer and you love it and you want book 2, you don't really have a long time to wait. Right now I'm in the process of rewriting book 3. I call it that even though it has nothing whatsoever to do with the Guardians duology. It's just the third book that I'm going to publish sometime next year, so I'm already getting to work on that and it's going really well. And these books, I'm just reminded of how much I love them, and they've been a part of my life for quite a long time, so it's just really fun to revisit them again and polish them up and get them to their final form, and I can't wait until people get to read them. I keep getting ahead of myself. There's one book in particular that I really want to get to because I love it so much and I really want people to get to read it, but that's in the future somewhere, and I need to focus on what's here and now. I don't want to get ahead of myself because that will happen before you know it. These things that you look forward to will come to pass before you know it, and I just want to enjoy it for as long as I can, because once it's here, then it's here, and you know, you can't ever experience these things again. Which brings me back to the idea that I will never write Lightbringer again. I've been writing and rewriting this book for 13 years of my life, like not every single year obviously, but it's been a part of my life, a work in progress for so long, and the idea that I'll never touch it again in that way is kind of sad, because I love writing. I love writing this book, I love the characters, but it's out into the world now, and that's ultimately what I wanted for it. It's just that it's just taken this long to get it to the final form that it needs to be, and I hope that people like it. I really do, because this book has my heart. I put my heart and soul into it, and I hope it helps people, I hope it entertains people, and yeah, I'm just excited. It's very surreal in a way that this thing that I've dreamed about for so long is finally here. Like, when I was in 7th grade, so 13 years ago when all of this started, I envisioned this journey going much differently than it has. I didn't think that I would self-publish. I don't even know if self-publishing was really a thing at that time. I'm certain it was, but it's not what it is now. It certainly wasn't that easy or accessible as it is now, for which I'm very grateful, but I most certainly did not see myself self-publishing. I thought that I would be traditionally published. That was really the only kind of publishing I was even aware of at that point, but I could not be happier with the route that I chose to pursue. Self-publishing was definitely the right decision. I'm experimenting now with Amazon ads, so I might do videos in the future telling you how that experiment goes. I think paid marketing has the chance to be the most successful, and you'd like to think if you're paying money for it, then it would be the most successful. I'm definitely going to continue to take advantage of free marketing, like posting on social media and stuff like that, but social media sometimes feels like you're just yelling out into the void and you don't know if anybody's hearing you, and there's a reason for that, and so paid marketing, hopefully with ads and stuff, will help cut down on that, but it's definitely a trial and error experience. You're gonna lose money at first, and you just kind of have to resign yourself to that fact, and that's difficult for me, but there is like this hope, this light at the end of the tunnel, this goal that I'm working towards, that if I can figure this out, if I can figure out how these ads work and get them to work, then it will be successful. And the idea that it's not going to be easy, but I definitely have the potential to get what I want out of this is thrilling, really, because that would be the dream come true. But right now we are where we are, and it's a good place to be.